You're sitting through another AI tool presentation. It looks amazing. The salesperson says all the right things. Secure by design, saves 10 hours a week, and works for other firms like yours. But you've been here before. The last presentation promised the same. But then it ended up with frustrated lawyers and questions you couldn't answer once compliance asked who had accessed the client data. So now you've got one question in your head. How do I know this won't risk our reputation? I'm Rok. Before helping law firms with AI, I built AI systems in finance where one data breach could cost millions, ends careers and client trust. Since then, I've watched what kills legal AI projects before they start and what keeps partners up at night. In this video, I'll show you a 3-question AI tool approval process that I use with legal teams before any purchase. The approval process is made out of 3 critical filters. If you miss even one, you risk ending up with a tool that looks good in presentation slides, but then breaks the moment it's deployed in your firm. Let's break them down. First one is the compliance line. Ask yourself, or the vendor, where does the client data actually go? And don't settle for it's SOC2 compliant. That's just a standard. And it's more or less a marketing muscle memory. You want specifics. So here's 3 sub-checks. Is the data leaving the EU or your jurisdiction? Tools that use US-based LLMs or AI may inadvertently move your data across seas, even if the interface seems compliant. So the second sub-question is, can the vendor company access your tool's workspace and AI outputs? If their support or engineering team can pull your prompts and conversations, even during bug fixes, that's a breach of confidentiality. And that could destroy privilege. And the third sub-question, is there a data retention and deletion policy carved into your instance of the tool? If the data exists longer on their end than the client matter on your end, you risk violating GDPR's storage limitation principle and your professional duty of competence. And the last one, can this tool expose client information outside of your firm's secure system or walls? If yes, you're again risking client confidentiality and potentially attorney-client privilege. And why this matters? Because as you can see, one small integration can accidentally turn your firm into a GDPR violator overnight. So ask, clarify, and get it in writing. And if you want me to audit your current AI setup and identify your biggest compliance risks before they become problems, book a free consultation and I'll walk through your workflows personally. Link is in the description below. Next up is the time to value test. Ask yourself, will this free up the non-billable admin time and create capacity for more client work in 30 days? You have to set yourself a deadline. Forget the 6-month adoption curve. You need a tool that earns its keep in the next billing cycle. And here's how you can pressure test that. Who on your team will feel the immediate relief? If the vendor cannot name a specific persona, like your client intake person will automate 60% of the routine client triage. If it can't do that, then it's just dust. Second, what exact workflows does this replace or accelerate? The tool that sits on a shelf of potential doesn't create any value. Be ruthless here. Which step in your process gets faster or vanishes completely? The third sub-question. What's the support model for going live? And will you need to call in favors just to deploy it? If your ramp-up time includes Google Sheets, conversational threads, and the prayer, that's 3 hours a week you're losing and not gaining. And how much training does our team need before they feel the relief? If adoption means weeks of onboarding and forcing staff to understand the completely new dashboard, expect resistance. Relief delayed is a relief denied. Why this is important is because if you can't point where this tool will free up time, you're not ready to adopt it. And the last question, will it play nice with our current filing system, with our current tools that we're already using? Now, even the best tool won't bring you any value and will add a lot of friction if it can't access your documents directly without forcing your staff to clean them up, reformat them, and upload them manually. If it can't log the activity to your case management system or matter file, and if it can't operate without your team needing to spend weeks on learning a new dashboard or a new platform. If the system doesn't integrate with the way of working within your firm, you will also lose the visibility of how the staff are using it, which is a direct supervision risk. A real example is a small firm I worked with bought a contract intelligence tool. It looked great, but it couldn't read from their documents without having to manually upload them or save changes cleanly back into their DMS. You know what happened? The very expensive license sat untouched, and the associates and the lawyers went back to manually doing everything like before. And here's the kicker. Even if a tool integrates and your workflows are not standardized, you're just automating chaos. And that's the fastest way to sink adoption and waste everybody's time and money. Now, how to test this is ask your vendor to walk you through from document in to document out. Using your firm's tools, if they hesitate or if they say, we're going to add this in the near future, you've got a license that your team will future ignore. So that's the 3-question AI tool approval process. First, where does the data go and who touches it? Second, will this pay for itself within 30 days or will it just add more noise and complexity? And third, does this fit within how our firm already works? Or does it force us to adopt a new way of working? If you're evaluating AI tools right now, don't just rely on vendor promises and their landing pages. Start with a legal AI risk and workflow compliance audit. In 2 weeks, I'll show you exactly which one of your tools might be already exposing your law firm to compliance risk, which AI vendors can actually fit your workflows, and where you're better off saying no. Click the link below to book your audit today and make sure your next step with AI actually delivers value without risking confidentiality, compliance, or your reputation. And if this video gave you a framework you wish you had 6 months ago, hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss the next one. Because the future doesn't need more AI promises. It needs systems that you can rely on while protecting your privilege. See you in the next one.